I remember it was August, very hot. I was wearing a turtleneck, jeans, and a bandana, right? So long sleeve. And my family thought I was crazy. It's summer. Why are you dressed like this? I said, because I'm Muslim and I have to cover. It was very difficult for them to understand. In particular, one cousin. One cousin was very upset. I remember towards my end of that visit, I was walking in her house and she pulled my hijab and she slapped me. And she says, "You're not Arab. You will never be Arab. Take this off." And then she went again to slap me again and I held her hand. She's very devout Catholic. She goes to church every Sunday. She has huge image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. And I held her hand and I said, "Would Jesus be happy with you if you hit me? This is your teaching?" So she stopped and she said, "Get out. I don't want to see you. Get out." So she kicked me out. This is my closest cousin, like my sister. The next year when I came with abaya. Now I came fully dressed. Abaya, hijab. Everybody was shocked. They said, "What is this? Why more covered? What's happening to you? Who is changing your mind?" I remember by the third visit, my grandmother pulled me aside and she asked me if I was happy. And I said, "Yes, I'm very happy." She says, "Okay, do as you wish." And she told my family, "Leave her alone. She is not drinking. She's not smoking. She's not outside at night. She's taking care of her son. She dresses okay. It's okay." Eventually, she accepted me and she asked the whole family to respect my new faith.
Did any member of your family become Muslim after being inspired by you?
Ironically, the one person I never thought would become Muslim became Muslim, and that was my mother. I don't have the best relationship with her, but I remember I did an interview on Spanish channel, and she saw me with a headscarf. She had never seen me. She saw me with a headscarf, and she said, "Oh, you're dressed like the clone. Are you Muslim?" And I said, "Yes." So I was very afraid to actually give her dawah. I don't know. So I gathered books in Spanish and a Quran in Spanish and information in Spanish, and I shipped it to California, and she started reading. And she eventually took her shahada.
So can you tell us about what you felt about the hijab? Many Western people see this as a restriction, but you loved it. So why do you think is the reason that you loved it from the beginning?
I felt a sense of liberation. Like I felt the hijab liberated me completely. I have the power to choose who sees me and who doesn't. Unlike a billboard that's selling alcohol and it's a woman that's half naked. To me, this is oppression. To me, this is liberation.
So after you become Muslim, did you have any extraordinary event that you felt incredible closeness to Allah?
It was Hajj. My son and I did Hajj in 2018. So I remember we went, and I remember we were doing tawaf. He said, "Okay, now, we're going to go touch the Kaaba." And we touched the Kaaba, and then I'm feeling like I'm getting cramp. Like I said, "Andrew," and I started getting an anxiety attack. And I started crying. I said, "Oh my God, they're going to crush me." And so he grabbed my hand and it opened. There was a man in white. He grabbed his hand and it opened like the sea opened for Musa. And we went and he left.